Hey everyone, welcome to Tuesday and the first part of a double stream night. Glad to see who's here. We got Buck. He's been knocking on the door for 5 minutes. And Helen's here and Tim. So how's everyone doing tonight? So, let's see. Only got two out here so far. What the hey? Let's see. Uh, hey, Jody. I don't know. There's some guy called Buck. He's doing something right after this. Yes, I did get a mail call. Uh, I supposed I got dashed, being I was not expecting anything. UPS showed up and Helen was like showing me. I'm like, I have no idea. So I'm gonna wait. If it was Howard, that way he can join in, or I'll wait till tomorrow night. I kind of might have an idea what it is, but I'm not sure. Hey, Jody. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Hey, Stephen Haynes. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on and spending your evening with me. And Buck, you heard a rumor I might have been dashed. Yeah, well, since you heard that rumor, apparently it was Howard. So, like I said, I'm going to wait till he either comes on or I'll wait till tomorrow night to open that. It's only right that Howard be here when that occurs. So, catch you guys up on what I accomplished since last stream, working on it Friday and Sunday. Both Nacelles, I got the next color paint put on. So we got all that ready on both. Gonna do some masking for the next color to be done. Let's see, what else did I get done? Got the Shuttlebay interior pretty much done. The windows are painted. I even painted the little door, even though you're never going to see it since it's on the side. And it's going to have a ceiling on it. The ceiling to the Shuttlebay has been primed. I have not painted it yet. We'll probably do that this coming weekend because I will have to leave my workbench and go over to my paint station, and you guys wouldn't see anything anyway. And on top of that, I've got the large shuttles all painted up. Got the windows, the front window painted on them, the decals put on the top, and I even got the engines painted on the back. So, and I also did some more lighting work. Being the lights for the Shuttlebay aren't part of the TenaControls kit, doing my own lighting, had to add resistors and everything for the reds. I will go over some stuff later on this because there is some repairs I have to do. And I have additional lighting for the Shuttlebay because the first strands I showed you will be the 6 that go down the center. 7, I should say, sorry. Then I've got these these smaller ones I've got wired up that will go in all the holes here along the edges. Nothing will be shining down through this little square though. So we'll be doing some soldering again tonight and some unsoldering. Let me catch up on comments. Where was I? I think Ian was here. Someone forgot to star the comments. Hey, Howard. How we doing? So supposedly I assume it was you that sent me something. Let me get through the comments and I will jump over to that real quick. Hey, Dawn. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Buck says, but Donnie will know it's there. I'll know the door's there too because I painted it. Howard says, rumors are not rumors. If Alec is involved, it's real like Alien Boy. Well, Howard, I will get to that here in a minute. And Don says, do not invoke that name. LOL. He probably won't show up. So, since Howard is here, I will break out the box. Has not been opened. It was delivered today and had no clue, and wife said the UPS truck was here. Okay. So I had no idea anything was coming. Yep. Oh. Let's see. Yes, it is. All by Howard. Thank you, sir. Unnecessary, but it is appreciated. He got one for Donnie. Buck as well, and I don't remember who else. But yes, it looks like we are going to be doing a group build, Buck. I think that's what Howard was trying to get us to do anyway. So, again, Howard, thank you very much. As I said, it's not necessary that you do that, but I do appreciate it. You're too kind, my friend. Yeah. No, I did not get a special name, Buck. Howard said it must be Italian. Says fragile. Buck says group build. I probably already said that. Buck says he already had that one. Howard says something different. Buck twisted my ankle. Buck says he also has the diorama for that. Buck said he did twist Howard's ankle until he said cheeseburger. And Helen says he really likes Woody Wednesdays. Let's see. He said he would send the other Don one, but he is keeping his promise. And Donnie's here. What's happening? Uh, you just missed the unboxing. I got dashed as well. I got the Istanbul trim just like you guys. Alec is here. And I don't think no one's changing your name, Alec. You're seeing things. Your alien eyes are deceiving you. Oh, Buck wants me to show you what happened. So there you go, Donnie. I got how dashed today as well. So it looks like we're going to be having a group build here on that sometime. Let's see. Everyone's saying hi to Donnie. And Howard's apologizing to Don for invoking some names. Alex says he loves Woody Wednesday too. Don says no reason to be sorry, Howard. I'm being kicked off the island, LOL. So let's see. Howard says you need more sleep, alien. Either that or he's doing it in his sleep. I haven't been on Discord today. Talking about the name changes, apparently. And we are caught up. So, yeah, I'm taking my time with in between putting the masks on after painting. Don't know if I rushed too quick on the one and for some reason, or if it was contamination on the surface that caused the paint to peel up, but I am going to take my time, let the paint dry for at least 24 hours before moving on to the next color, or masking and moving on to the next color. Another thing I'm going to be doing, let me get this off the screen. Taking some of the tack off of the masks as well. Could have been everyone there? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Did I freeze? Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I got the spinny circle and a black screen on StreamYards. So, wasn't sure if maybe I lost everyone or what. a little bit of a tedious process. Yeah, I forgot to feed the squirrel. So, at least with these, do get a chance to move them around a little bit before you tack them down, but I do take some of the tackiness off of the back by putting them run them on my touching the back of it with my fingers to remove some of the tackiness. Next ones are going to be a little fun because got to do half of it. So there's two halves to it. Let's see, do I get the right one? Come on. Again, take my time, take some of the tackiness off. So, anyone doing anything, working on anything while they're enjoying the stream, or just relaxing and watching the stream? Good practices just to rest it down just in case you have to pull it back off. And the funny thing is with this set, you don't take any masks off until you're done painting everything. So once I get the cells all painted, I can peel the masks off, which hopefully over this next weekend, I should be able to get all the painting done. And then next Tuesday, get the do the unveiling by doing the mask removal and see. That one seems short. I guess not. Guess it's not. Looks short to me a little bit, but that's the way it is, so we'll go with it. Let's see. do a little. Let's see. Alec is wondering how much hazing he's going to endure tomorrow night. Don says whether it depends on whether you can be quiet or not. Buck says hazing involves work or school. I don't think we are hazing you. And he says, I would call it poking fun. Howard says, hazing, well, stay out of the sand. Donnie's painting zombies. Is that part of your commission work you're doing there, Donnie? Don is printing files. Finally got his resin printer going again. Well, that's good. Following in Donnie's footsteps, are you? Jody says he's supposed to be working on the tiny Grissom, but he's here instead. Well, I'm glad you're here. You could work on your Grissom at the same time. Oh, surprise. Alec is at work. And Donnie wants to know what you're printing, Don. And Howard says, you realize the more you don't acknowledge things said, the less likely they'll say something. And Buck says it's the morning report. Narrating B.O.B. And apparently Jody took over the #1 spot. And Howard is saying, Alec, the less you acknowledge the name changes, telling us how long you're going to be at work, asking 100 questions about something, and telling us that you haven't seen something, the more you'll avoid the hazing. Ooh, Don's being top secret on us. He's not going to tell us. It's going to be a surprise. And Howard is going out to do more farm work, moving more poop around. And Donnie says, secret, but we're your friends, Don. One thing about these, you have to be careful and make sure you pull off the right stencils or masks. Since there's 4, 2 for each nacelle, I'd rather do one nacelle at a time and not jump back and forth. See, that does not look right. That must be for this guy. Yep. Pay attention to the shapes, and you'll get it right, which I didn't do at first. No, this one needs to come back just a little bit. It's close, but no cigar. Trying to do this delicately so as not to scratch the paint nor pull it up. Come on. Fingers aren't working too well today. This one is not playing nice. It's to go this way. There we go. Much better. So if I would have paid attention to the shapes, I would have been able to do the one at one time. Come on. There we go. It wasn't cut all the way. Let's see, while I'm doing this, let's see, let me catch up. And as to the friend's remark, Dawn says, "Are you?" Howard says, "Gomer Pyle. Surprise, surprise, surprise." Dawn says, "Yep." Hey, Tommy. How we doing? Did you get your leg fixed up? Hopefully you were able to get it fixed and won't without too much trouble. Buck says to Howard, "You have to move Gomer's pile. You have a cow named Gomer?" Trek Mod's telling Tommy, "I'm liking your set of ship bashes." And Tommy says, "Thanks, I'm having fun. Plus I get to hear the cries and moans of the rivet conners and super fans." Donnie's trying to get everyone to be quiet because I'm concentrating. Don's apparently hunting rabbits, so he says be very, very quiet. I'm not cutting anything, so how can I follow the carpenter's motto? And Helen says, "Make sure you all hit that like button." Yes, please hit the like button. And if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button as well. That way, and also the bell icon. That way, you will be notified anytime I go live, or if I do videos, something changes. Ah, come on. This one, come on. Having a hard time the way I was holding it. Having a hard time seeing the line. So if my head is getting in the way, I apologize. This, come on. Why? Okay, it's still not up there. Ah. So this guy's not on straight either. In the middle, at least. Because they should meet in the middle. There we go. Much better. Looks much better if you take your time and can actually see what you're doing. Got 2 more pieces on this one, and the masking will be done. Then we'll go ahead and finish the second nacelle. This way. I see what Gary was talking about in his demo videos of how hard it is to do this live or on video. and get everything correct. That's not the right piece. It can't be. This one has to go on this one over here. Subtle difference to the shape of it. So subtle. There, much better. All right, let's see, where the heck was I? So, a lot of conversation going on. Lots of combos. Come on. So delicate. Maybe this wasn't a good idea doing this on a stream. But it's got to be done. I think it'll also help if this guy. Thing about the masking sheets, they're not numbered, so you have to pay attention to the shapes. You're pretty much just told what sheet it's on. After that, you just got to guess. So, come on. As soon as I get this piece on, we will get back. I'll catch up on the comments before moving on. Slightly off. And it's taken me longer to do this since it's the first time. doing masking sets like this for me. So hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes. There we go. And that one will be ready for paint on Friday. So the next color to be done is going to be red. And I will have to, once that dries, I'll mask that off. Then the rest will be done in light gray. So it'll be that color when it's done. And then next Tuesday, we can start pulling the masks off and see how well I did or how bad I messed up. I did say. Let's see, Howard saying no Gomer, but like, no Gomer like, but I have a champagne. He's a drunk little boy. Tommy said he did get his leg repaired, but he still has to go to the clinic next week so they can check it. Well, hopefully they don't find anything else wrong with it, Tommy. Donnie says, so that's what I've been doing wrong, Tim. I thought I was supposed to measure once and cut till I get it right. Howard says, no. Woodworker's motto is measure once, cut 2 times. Go F, then toss it in the might use it later pile and go grab a new piece and start over. And Alec is saying he's apologizing. He may have used the wrong word. He assuming hazing was the same thing as friendly roast or teasing. No, hazing and poking fun are 2 totally different things. And Tim says, so I take it that Donnie likes making little ones out of big ones. Well, Donnie's little, so he makes little ones to start. And Jody says your head is fine. Howard says, in my case, it's measured 2 times, walk over, grab the piece, get distracted, and then forget, was it 3/8 or 1/2 inch? I know exactly. I do the same thing, Howard. And Buck says, it's okay, Keith, with a melon that size, it can be hard to keep it out of the way. I do have a big melon, yes, I know that. And Howard says, if you cut the wires, they won't be in the way. Because we meet in the middle underneath that Georgia pine. And Mary's here. Hey, Mary. How we doing tonight? Good to see ya. Everyone's saying hi to Mary. Tim says, right church, wrong pew. Tim also says 2%. And then Jody's asking, when will you make one? Make one what, Jody? Buck says he's taking notes. Don't do hard stuff on stream or video. LOL. Yeah, that's true. But it's also nice to see someone struggling with the hard stuff. Maybe you'll learn something. Tim says he's not into sci-fi. He does military. Yeah, we know. I know that. Let's see. Tommy says, Tim, it's all the same. Just a piece of plastic. Techniques don't know the difference. And Tim said, well, it's about time that you two are experiencing senior moments. And Alex says he measures essentially 4 times, twice with 2 different rulers. Yeah, and you'll get 2 different measurements, especially if it's a tape measure. And Don says, did I hear cookies? And Donnie said, I already made 2 little ones, and that's plenty enough. Donnie wants to know what senior moments are. Just wait, Donnie, you'll have them. So, all right. Let's move on to this nacelle. Don't forget to detack it. Says, am I a walking? I am a walking senior. Wait, what was I saying? Where am I again? Donnie says, have what? What were we talking about? Howard, senior moments when you're playing euchre with your fellow old people and you're yelling at him because you ain't got any more time left because you're going to be dead. All righty. And Tim says, well, then you can take the 2 little ones to make the big one. Come on. There we go. Maybe get under. There we go. Come on. Of course, the front was fine, and I messed it up. Started off good, but now this one doesn't want to play nice. Good thing you can do these a few times. And he needs to move forward. Nope, still not right. Getting frustrated here. Take a breather. Of course, it doesn't want to stick to the paint, but wants to stick like the dickens to my finger. Yeah, there's always going to be some touch-ups, so I thought this was going to be pretty simple. Apparently, I was wrong. Must have stretched that just a little bit. No, this must be like trying to watch paint dry. For you guys. Looks like I might have to put my own little bit of masking on there. Cover that up. That one looks like it's off. But it looks okay everywhere else on it. So, 2 more pieces. They're simple ones. And we can move on to the lighting that I was playing with. See. Everyone have a decent break from those of you that are in the U.S. and Canada for the Labor Day. Do anything fun. All right, those are done. Yay! Hard piece of work. So I'll have to put some masking tape on this to cover that up a little bit. Don't know why that one doesn't want to fit as well. Looks all right everywhere else, but the seam up here is still open. So not going to definitely don't want to be getting that colored bright white, or light gray, I should say, not bright white. Before I go grab some stuff, let me catch up. Holy crap, you guys are a chatty bunch. Jody says, that's what she said. Donnie said, one of his little ones is bigger than him. And he said he thinks the other one just forgot to grow. You got till December till it can cool down over there, Alec. Howard says, that's going to be my biggest challenge in doing masks because I can't seem to get anything straight when I'm doing the carpets and decals on my models. And I got a whole lot of builds that will need this. Howard's telling Alec to take his edger suit off then. Donnie says, masking is fun till it's not. Exactly. And Howard says he's got a 460 scale to do and an NX01 that's 100 centimeter to mask. Those will be the challenge. I watch Andrew do it like it was nothing. I think it's going to take practice and all that stuff, so. And I think Howard is taken off, I'm guessing. Tommy says, almost got my airbrush station set up today. New compressor and new airbrush along with a paint mixer. What kind of airbrush did you get, Tommy? Well, I'm going to find out, Donnie. The ones, we'll see how well they do. Hopefully they don't blow off. It sucks that happened to you with the mask designs. And Alec is asking, what's an edger suit? Howard says, dang phone, I need a send button. It's not to send it. Edgar's skin after the alienate him. Jody said, a man's skin used as a disguise. Howard's telling you, go watch Men in Black, Alec, and call us in a few weeks. Tim says, don't get mad, get even. And Alec, Howard wants to know, do you like sugar water? And Jody says, are you thinking hummingbird? Howard says no to Jody on that. Buck says that was your first mistake, you thought. Exactly. Tommy says, give me sugar and water. More. And Alec goes, oh, him? I have seen Mib, but not in forever, Howard. And Jody says there's 13 watching and he's not bored. Tim wants to know. Tim, you are not right in the head. How about watching parking meters violate each other? And Jody's confused. Jody's confused on that one. He wants an explanation. Hey, Trent, how we doing? Good to see ya. Buck says, like the smash button. And Buck apparently is now on first in the comments. And see, Howard, I like lemonade and flavored water, but just pure sugar and water I have had no interest in trying. I don't know about liquid mask. I'll probably just use some Tamiya tape over it, since it's a pretty straight line there. And Howard's like, people get a day off. Tommy says he has every day off. You got a Pash VL with a Iwata silent compressor. Nice. Donnie said he's never tried the Pash VL. And Buck's cheating, apparently. That's how he got #1. And Alex says, also, I'm not in a human disguise, Howard. Oh, so that's how you truly look as an alien then? Howard says you need to cheat, Donnie. And Buck's cheating. And Buck's doing it cheating. All right, so as most everyone knows, some don't, LEDs, you typically want to do what they call a burn-in for 24 hours. And I will show you why here with the set I worked on Sunday with adding resistors to. Turn that down just to be safe. There. I actually need to make one more. I miscounted, or I may just leave the center one empty. These are the ones that go down the center of the Shuttlebay roof, wherever I put it. I thought there were 6, there's 7. But I made up 6 lights. And I was doing the burn-in Sunday after I got them. And as you can see, during the burn-in, 2 of them no longer work. I've tested them, pulled them apart, restrung them. I'll pull them apart again. I got to mark them so I know which ones, but I think the bulbs burn out. So that's why you want to do a burn-in, because you do not want to get these in the model, seal it up, then all of a sudden they go out on you. You're in a ton of trouble. And I am going to mark these off once I find the right tape drawer. This way I know which one's the bad one. It needs to be looked at. So I'm going to pull these off. Test them as a single. And see if they still don't work. And no, that's not how they're going to be when I'm done. I'm going to probably be doing them in sets of 3. That way they're don't all go. I want to keep these separate from the other ones. Oh. So let's test these individually. And we shall see. I just think the bulbs went bad because they were working at one time when I started the burn-in process. And about an hour into it, they decided to crap out. Yep. Everything looks fine with the soldering on that one. Same with this guy. Oh, we're already at 8:15. Time flies when you're having fun. Yep. So I'm going to say these two are actually dead. But I could... I don't know where that is, so... we will just put 2 new bulbs on and clutter my desk up some more. Get my soldering station over here. Get my silicone mat. Omni. And we'll just pop these 2 SMDs off and put new ones on. And give those a test. Yes, it was a big melon, wasn't it? And Don said YouTube hates him. And Howard wants to know, why do you keep defending this statement? And Buck's like, wait, Howard cheated. Now he's in first. And Donnie said, at Buck's age, cheating is the only way he can do it. Howard says, hey, look, I cheated. Wait, I didn't even super cheat. Donnie says, is this how you cheat? Question mark. And Tim says, you look like you're getting a bald spot. No, I'm not getting a bald spot. I'm not going to look like you. And Alec wants to know who cheated first. Did Jordan, me, Buck, or Howard? Let's just pop. I couldn't do that if I tried. Is that one off? Get this bad boy. Off. All right. Time to pop out some new 1206. Don says, blowing up, sir. Who knows? I don't care unless it's how you win the lottery. Yeah, that would be a nice one, Howard. Buck says, hey, you borked 2 of your lights. Yes, I did. Apparently. So, we'll get 2 more. These are the 1206s. They're not the super small ones, the 0402s that Donnie likes to play with. I've done down to the 0805s. So, fine point tweezers. And Jody says, no, Donnie, it's like this. Number 1. Howard's like, Jordan? Question marks. Don says, see, lights are bad. They are evil. No, lights are good. Jody says, you did it, Don. It says, typical alien getting things confused. Eats strange food items together. Talks about everything. Claims her skin is smooth and hasn't seen any movies. Don says, hey, probably has a cousin Belknap. Or I wonder if he says he instead of hey. Well, they were on before, Donnie, and the solder joints are pretty good. Like I said, all of a sudden I turned around and they were out. And I hadn't moved them. Howard says his lights have pew-pew issues. And Donnie says, Don's number 1. Don's like, I got the power. Buck says, holy crap, Don's cheating. How did he get ranked, let alone first? Oh, come on. This cam does not like to place nice sometimes. Come on. Of course, now my solder does not want to come out. We will test this after I get it back together. There we go. All right, let's give him a try. There we go. And she's back. So I'll repair the second one. And then I will tie those two together and get those burning in overnight. Let's see, that's Howard says they're dead, Jim. It's medically impossible. Don says, I believe YouTube still hates me. And Don also said, I hid in the shadows waiting to strike. Howard says, Donnie's just short. That's his problem. He can't get number one. Buck says, get a load of that melon. Alex says, shame I wish Keith had the ability for super chats. If he did, I'd cheat that way. I got a long way to go before that happens. And Buck says, Howard, you mean he can't reach it? Question mark. And Buck says, somebody get Donnie a step stool. Okay. Yes, but Buck, it has a bit of hairy mold growing on it. And of course I can't find it. There. That. I need to order those up. Howard says, maybe if we give Donnie a couple sheets of paper. Alec, you don't cheat even on other streams. Buck says he's renting a bald spot for his streams. And Howard says, now you know why Ian and Dawn wear hats. Tim says, that's right. God only made a few perfect heads. The rest he put hair on. Yeah, but you can't grow grass without fertilizer. And Dawn says, yep, don't want the lights bouncing off my head during streams. Howard says, I did win on the Powerball Saturday. I got $100, so it wasn't bad. Well, that's nice. I didn't even get one flipping number. And we had 5 tickets. Didn't get one stinking number on any of them. Oh, come on. Why did I not have a problem with you on the first one? There we go. Little flux. No flux about it. Let's see. Alex says, my brain is cooked. I'm glad Donnie is on the opposite end of the country or his zombies might come after me. Nah. They don't like alien meat. Don says YouTube likes Don, or Donnie says YouTube likes Don now. Lots of, and Alex says LOL. And Howard, I might start seeing how I already cheated with the rocket. And I'll get the comments here in a second. As soon as I get this piece soldered up. Something you got to do while paying attention. You can't be looking around and unless you want to burn your fingers. All right, time to test this bad boy out. It's There we go. Good as new. So, could have been that I just got, there were a couple bad SMDs in there. So, let me put some solder on the tip of this before I turn it off. Keep it protected while it sets. And that was a successful repair. Something went right. Didn't take forever, unlike the masking. So let me catch up on comments. Don said, wait. And Howard says he's going to go push stuff around. You went so fast you had to fix your mistake. You talking to me, Howard? But, well, Howard, if you're still here and you haven't left to go push around the crap, thanks for stopping by if you have left. Don said, you passed me. This YouTube is toying with me. It hates me. Don, I'm going to ban myself. See how it likes that. Oh, he must have been talking about Alec. Because Alec says, true, I'm not making that mistake again. And Buck says, I thought you meant you couldn't find a hairy mold. Buck says, he won big on Powerball. All my money stayed in my bank account. Well, I'll let you believe it's a busy street, Tim. Still sticking with it's a lack of fertilizer. Don said it's magic. That's possible. Maybe they did get too close to the sun. More power. Well, I've got the resistors on there. I can push 9 volts to them. Because the reds are only supposed to take 3 or 2. Sorry, 2 to 1.8 to 2.1. I've got resistors on there, so I'm pushing 9 volts. Donnie says light is right. And Donnie says, Don, look, I'm number 1 again. Don says wood is good. Alec, under 30 more minutes left till I can listen and watch Buckman on my way home. And Donnie said, zoom right by you, Don. And Buck says, look at that. Somebody got Donnie the stool and he was able to get to number 1. Donnie says, shh, you aren't supposed to tell them about the stool. And Alex says, let's see if I can steal that lead from you within the last 25 minutes or during Buck's stream. Aren't you working, Alec? Shouldn't you be helping customers? And Tim says, damn it, Jim, I'm a solderer, not a doctor. Don says to Alec, now I'm going to have to flatten your oh, he's talking to Donnie. Now I'm going to have to flatten your tires, other Don. And not sure what Alec is talking about. Confused on that one. So, well, didn't get as much done as I wanted. I am going to set this up for so I can burn these two LEDs in for 24 hours, make sure they last. After I clean up my solder station and move it off my desk so I have room. And as I said, over Friday live stream, group stream, and the Sunday group stream this week, I plan on finishing the painting of the nacelles. And on next Tuesday, we will peel all the masks off. See how everything looks. So, but it's already 22, and I really don't have anything else planned to start. I was planning on doing some other stuff, like soldering the 7 other lights that for the Shuttlebay, because they're going to need resistored as well, but apparently that'll be for Friday night after I put the red paint on. So we will... Oh, dummy, I got to do both of them, not just one. Get to talking and forget what's going on. Let's see. Okay, so Donnie says in reply to Alec, aliens don't lead. That's why they always ask everyone to take them to their leader. That is true. If they knew how to lead, they wouldn't need to see our leaders. Jody said, guys, let the man work. Don says he's narrating again. Alex says it's foggy in Arizona. And Donnie, that's a long drive just for that, Don. And Alex says he was making a reference to the movie, he says Most, but I believe The Mist is what he's talking about. Get this turned up to 9 volts. Get back. Ooh, touchy little bugger. There we go. It's not completely against the wall, Donnie, but I've got stuff all along the back, like my monitors and stuff. So I got to keep moving stuff around, especially like the power supply and the solder station. Let's see, Alec is saying, good stream. Thank you. Yes, looking forward to working on the Wednesday stream as well. Yes, I'm leaving the masking for a week. I don't have time to do it. This mask piece here has been on for, probably a month. So we'll see. I took a lot of the tack off, so hopefully it should be okay. And Dawn's saying you could do shadow puppets. Gnarly Finger. It'd be a horror puppet show. Donnie says, dang, Alec, you really like playing with your wood with a bunch of old men, don't you? And that deserves that. Everyone's saying good night. Donnie says he's working on putting multi-board behind his desk. You can put shelves and such on the multi-board. That's where my power supply and other things are going, so they won't be on my desk anymore. Well, I have a shelf that I put them on. It's just across the room. And looks like Donnie has took a Howard texting course. Forgetting to put stuff on there. Yes, a month, Buck. I'm not retired like you and have time to do it every night. I don't touch my stuff models on Mondays, Thursdays, and typically Saturdays, but that might change this week so I can get the nacelles done and do the final assembly. So, and Donnie says, with them on the wall behind the desk, I don't have to move them to use them. True. My monitors are right in front of me at the back of the desk, and I got two 27-inch monitors side by side, so I'd have to move them off the wall to even be able to use them then. So, all right. Well, like I said, I don't have anything else that I can really start that's going to only take 10 minutes or so. So I'm going to wrap it up here. And I'm going to let these two LEDs burn in. So I'll check them again tomorrow. Hopefully they're still burning when I get back from work. But I want to thank everyone that took the time out of their day to come join me and watch me struggle putting masks on. And hopefully I didn't bore you too much with that stuff. See how I repaired my LEDs that I found that burned out during the burn-in period. Jody's asking, why does everyone have two monitors? I have, for live streaming, I like to see what's on the live stream, but then I also have PDF instructions. So I have them up on the other monitor. If I had them on one monitor and did a split screen that way, if I'm across over at my paint station, I wouldn't be able to see the painting mask stuff real well. And I'd have to cover up either the instructions or the stream. So that's the reason I have to, and I think that's why other people have to as well. yes, Alec, it is important to burn them in because you could have a bad one. Typically, they're going to burn out within the first couple hours if they are bad. Like I said, these two SMDs, I started burning them in Sunday night, and in about an hour and a half, those two went out. So if you don't burn them in and you put them in the model and seal it up, then they burn out. You've either got to tear it back apart or you're stuck with burnout LEDs. So everyone I've talked to, Donnie, Andrew, Todd, Ian, everyone, they let them burn in for 24 hours. If they're still burning after 24, they're probably going to last a good long time. So it is important to do a burn in on them. Donnie, I am using, yes, the Freddy Krueger mask. That's what I'm using. But the masks I'm using are from Mask Design on the Kronos One. So with that, thank you again to everyone stopping by. Tomorrow night we have Woody Wednesday, which Buck is leading that charge. Don, Buck, Donnie, myself, Alec, we're usually the ones on there. Thursday night, we'll have Dockyards. I don't know what Jordan's going to be working on, if he's still going to be working on the Slave One or if he's going to be working on his kit. Don't know. Friday night, join us at 9 p.m. Eastern for the Friday night HTM group stream. Everyone's building something different on Friday nights. We usually go about 4 hours. Saturday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern, Andrew, Canadian Starships, does his live stream on Saturday nights, followed by Jody at 11 p.m. Eastern. And then on Sundays at 4 p.m. we do our Sunday Fun Day HTM group live stream. Everyone building different things again. That starts at 4 p.m. Eastern. Then we're back around to Mondays it is now Model Monday, not Mini Monday, with Donnie from Donnie's Modeling Desk. He is working on the Orville, which he found a set of STL files and he printed the whole thing. And he is working on putting that together. So again, thank you to everyone. Until next time, be safe, and we will see you later on. Bicycle.